Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol BBIG for Vinco Ventures. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update. You can see some of our older levels are no longer really as relevant as they could be, so what we're going to do is quickly remove some of them that aren't necessarily in play, and that's going to leave us with a much cleaner chart to be looking at. So I like that there. What you'll notice here is nearly a 100% retracement of that move. Again, not a huge sign of strength, obviously, for BBIG, and the broader market conditions are not helping here. What is interesting, though, on today's session is the fact that we are resisting once again at that 326, and we'll remember that that was a strong area of resistance from this historical area. What was that? The month of late November, early December. So with that being said, it is going to start to show me at least a little bit of weakness from the buyers. Again, volume is dramatically tapering back off here. It's not like, there's any significant move that was like, okay, boom, we're up here, the volume's, consolidating, and then we're going to make the push higher. If it was going to consolidate in a healthy zone, we know it should have been up here from in the past. It simply didn't unfold that way. So all things being said, the daily is pointing to a little bit more bearish than bullish, quite simply put. Sure, you could make the argument also that maybe this is going to be a little bit more indecisive, right? If you were to smash those two candles together, it's really looking something like that on a 2-day basis. So there's an upper wick and there's a lower wick, right? And it's, again, signaling a little bit more indecision here. However, based on the location and the retracement of the move, hopefully it's, a little bit more obvious that, again, we're going to lean a little bit harder towards the bearish side. If we take a look at the 30-minute time frame, this is where I might say, okay, if you're a scalper, there may be an opportunity for you here just based on the fact that there's potentially forming a bit of a pennant like this, but don't forget that you're fighting an overwhelming downtrend, which is, in my estimation, the stronger of the two forces. So that being said, if this is going to break out, what has to happen? Well, first and foremost, it has to hold on to this area of support around 301. And in the post market, we're 295, 296. So it's not like we're dramatically lower, but we are a little bit underneath that. So already a sign of weakness in my estimation. If we can open inside, fantastic. That's a better sign of strength and a better opportunity for potentially looking for the breakout up and over 326. The next target would be the highs from in here. Let's map that out together around 350. So you're not pushing your luck, especially given the context of the daily, but I could see it being potentially a bull flag. Breakout takes you to here, and then you monitor for continuation. I would say take off like 3/4 of the position, and then see if you can get the rest to run up towards there, trailing your stop higher the entire time to lock in whatever gains you may have on the table. If we take out 301, if we open up below 301, which again, it does look like at least as of right now we will be, then I just wouldn't touch the stock. We know it's not really a short play. If we come on over to the trade tab, you'll notice that it's hard to borrow. You're not going to short the shares, and the put volume, if we just load up volume there for a second, let's go ahead and add volume. The put volume here is really not something I would say, it's actually not horrible. I take it back. I'll always give credit where credit is due. It's a 1 cent spread. It's usually about as tight as you can get it, especially on something that's trading this cheap here. And there's 7,000, almost 8,000 contracts going through on the $2.50 strike. It's not the worst volume in the world, but again, do you really want to be trading options that expire in 3 days that are only 10 cents? It would be very tempting to want to buy like, 100 of these, 500 of these, just because of the price point here. Think about the theta decay and the fact that if this doesn't move in the direction you want it to move in, you're just going to be out that premium, right? So I just would start staying away to the downside in case it wants to hover sideways and do its typical thing, which is chop around like we've seen in the past right there. So again, the only play in BBIG is if this bull pennant wants to break out, then fantastic. We have those upper targets. If it breaks down underneath 3 and starts spending more time down here, just would be hands off inside of the stock. That's going to wrap up the analysis here. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.